Pause. Whew. Well, here we are.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to
By 2 Days Litches. Oh, I'm Valerie.
I'm Sheila. Like we forgot our names already.
Yeah, you can find us on our website 2daysliches.com.
Yeah, we're two authentic lady bitches. And that would be why we're, Litches.
That's right. With a unique perspective of a sandwich generation with parents above and children below. And today's hot topic is
COVID-19.
Oh, wow.
And let's face it, my sister and I have completely avoided the subject so far.
Yeah.
Or we've tried to.
Yes.
And only because, we only really have like one point of view. You should wear a mask. So, and I guess that's why. That's why we've avoided it. However, there are so many things going out there, people. So there's things that people need to know about us.
Right.
Okay. So what you need to know is, first of all, my husband has very severe heart disease. My stepfather has very severe diabetes. He's in the hospital.
Actually in the hospital right now as we speak.
Right.
And with having issues myself, we're at greater risk or a higher risk.
I also have autoimmune issues. So again, greater risk.
Right. So we're in this situation where it doesn't matter where we go or what social media platform, we have the yeas and nays with respect to a lot of the restrictions that are being put in place.
Right.
And as we can all agree, the numbers just keep climbing and climbing. This isn't just an issue in Canada. Actually, it's all over the world. Funny thing is that I was speaking with somebody earlier this week who indicated that, well, how come there's no, COVID's been eradicated in Japan? China.
China.
No, it hasn't. If you go on the global map and it actually and you look, that there is actually quite a few.
Oh, but then there's also people who don't even believe COVID is real
and doesn't exist.
And doesn't exist. Well, do you know? And yes, I do. And I'm not going to say who they are, but I do know somebody who had COVID. And all I can say is this: yes, they lived through it. But my husband wouldn't.
No.
I'm not sure I would. I don't think my mother would. I'm not so sure my stepmother would.
Or my father.
I'm not.
Or even us.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not really sure any of us would. And I'm not with a chance with their lives. I will not play Russian roulette with the people I love. Not only that, I have family and friends that are nurses and are dealing with this daily,
the healthcare
and
system.
we're already working within the healthcare system. So for me, it's very personal.
Well, for me, I actually really don't care how it got here, because I know there's a lot of conspiracies on the COVID-19 and worldwide pandemic, and I'm going to get into that fact, right? No. I mean, there's no point. So I think at this point in time, why don't we just look at what's happening? So one, I've heard a lot of pushback from people, people die of flu and that every year, which is absolutely true.
Right.
However, the flu in the history of mankind
has
never overwhelmed our healthcare system.
No.
Right. So, I see you're trying to get me into the picture. So the flu has never overwhelmed our healthcare system whatsoever. So I look at that and I listen to, I'm open to suggestions, and I'm open-minded enough to listen and to what people have to say. And
oh, I'm open-minded enough that I've even, tried to talk to people, and those that are, there's extreme right, then you have the extreme left, and it doesn't matter which side the extreme are on. First, you need to know I'm a bit of a moderate. No, I am a moderate. I tend to think in moderation for a lot of things.
so you're not extreme one way or the other. You
No.
sort of float down the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
Float. I
No,
would say
you're
that
guided.
I have a stance on
Right.
every single thing in my life, but it's based on my own experiences, and it's not based on conspiracy theorists or other things. I also base it on science and facts and things that are tangible to me, and things I know about. I have worked in a lab. Yes, it was a bacterial lab, but I did, and I can tell you how stringent and strict that was. So I can't. And I know what the sciences are like, and I know how competitive they can be.
True.
And I know I know how it works. So
Right.
when people say to me silly things, I tend to respond with, "That's okay. It's your right and your freedom to believe that. It's your opinion." Right?
Yeah, I'm just responding. So
But that's the reality. That's my reality. I just want to make that known. I guess that you can, and I've had people come on and say, "Oh my God, I've got so many different beliefs of conspiracy theories. I can't even tell you. They're on every piece of social media there are." And the worst part about it is not one conspiracy theorist completely agrees with another. There are some who believe the pandemic's real, some that don't believe the virus is real, some that believe the virus is real, but the pandemic's not real, some who believe both are real, but it's the way the government did it in order to get us all under control. Everybody seems to have a different opinion about what and where this all came from, and I'm okay with that. That's what makes me a moderate. You are allowed to have your opinion, and I'm allowed to have my opinion.
And absolutely, I think that that's what needs to be said, that everybody has, well, we live in a free country.
Yep. Like it or not, we
right.
still do. That's why we get to say what we say on, and all these conspiracy theories is out there is because of free speech.
Exactly. And so I think it's very important that it's being able to wade through all of it and try and figure out what's actually true and what isn't.
That's why I live in my reality, which is I have almost an entire family, including myself, that I could lose if I don't respect silly little things like social distancing, 6 feet apart.
Yes.
Wearing a mask. Oh, wow. And don't even get me started.
But right now, I think it's very important that you note that, well,
you can't drop that?
Yeah. That I think it's very important that you.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
We're on a different show.
I know that you note that everybody's going to have their own opinion. Yeah. But the reality is that unless the whole world is in cahoots in this, and which some people believe, right. Okay. And like I said, I'm not about what where this came from. Don't care really. We have to deal with it now. Right. So how do we deal with it? Well, there are people, and I've actually heard people state that the elderly are willing to give up their lives so that
I'm not one of those elderly.
So the economy and everything can go on. Unfortunately, I'm just letting you know, I am not one of those elderly. I still got a lot of living left to do, and I really want to enjoy life.
I love my grandkids.
Right. Now let's move forward a little bit and talk about the vaccine.
Oh, you mean the one that's going to be implanted with little mites or whatever they're called, that nanos.
I'm just trying to fix this.
And because it's going to be filled with that, we're all going to be drones, I guess. And you know, at this point, drone me.
Exactly.
I'm okay with it. I get the
don't
flu
know,
shot
like,
every year
to
too,
be
so I guess I'm
honest,
just one of them.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't ever actually made a decision one way or the other. And to be honest with you, I mean, at this point in time, this vaccine and everything, it's a vaccine, right? To prevent you from getting COVID.
That's right.
It is not a cure. So you need to know that. And I think everybody needs to know that. Vaccines aren't cures. It's a prevention.
No.
It's just like—
and it's not even here yet.
No, well,
So
it's
for
on
now,
the way.
I'm just going to social distance.
Pfizer says it's on the way. So, I mean,
I'm
buy
good.
it or don't. It's up to you. We'll leave it up to you to decide whether or not you buy the vaccine or not. So if you give me 1 second, I am just going to fix our problem.
Yeah,
and
actually, what I was thinking is, if you want, if anybody's on TikTok wants to, they can come over to our YouTube channel since you're having such a problem there.
We're having technical difficulties on TikTok because we decided to do 2 things at the same time, not working out. So we're going to ask our lovely TikTok viewers to shoot over to 2 Days Litches.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys there.
Anyway, so yeah, I am, well, like I said, completely lost when it comes to people's beliefs that people do not need to wear a mask. And for me, it's like a kick in the teeth. It's like being nobody cares enough. And I get that you're trying to exercise your right, which you have the right to do. But I still got to go get groceries for us, for our family. Like I still got to go to the store to buy stuff, and I still going in that sense. So I'm, you know, when I have my mask on, I kind of like that. And I'll tell you why. Because when I go past people who don't have their mask on, I think I can say "fuck you" under my breath. What I think. That's what I'm thinking. Because that's what they're thinking about us. They're thinking that none of us are that important.
Okay, here's the thing. There's always going to be
and I don't think that's rigid.
Here's the thing. There's going to be a yin and a yang. It's like some people I've seen post, well, you have to wear pants. It's mandatory you wear pants, or I mean, you cover up. That's true. It's mandatory we wear seatbelts. I guess, is it really that much to ask to wear a mask? And I'm out there. I can't stand wearing them. After about half an hour of having a mask on, I feel like
sweaty.
I'm sweating. I can't breathe. And
I get it.
You know, I get it. I get it. So we really do. It's just, it's the sign of the times that we live in. And it's unfortunate we're in this place and then we're fighting amongst each other.
Like, about something so silly. Like, I don't understand it. We're asked to not drink because it hurts people. We're not asked to not drink and drive because it hurts you. Because honestly, if you drink and drive in a farmer's field and you kill yourself because you rolled the thing, that's an issue on your part. What I'm saying though is you're asked not to drink and drive because it affects innocent people and people that can't make those choices. So I'm saying you can't, you know, you're asked to wear your mask so that you can protect people.
Right. Because here's the point. People are getting COVID for the simple fact that they're carrying it and don't even know they have it.
Right.
So even on the day you feel great, the very next day you might not feel so good. But how many people have you spread it to?
And the worst part is because you're probably under 50 or don't suffer from any
actually there's quite a few 40-year-olds
that have
past week or so.
Just so okay, so 40 and older. If you're below that, you know, you could, I guess it's a good way of thinking of getting rid of us all.
Well, see, and there
that's
are
the other thing I could think that might be good.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking. Like the reality is that
I can't
I
think
can't
of,
believe every doctor, every nurse, every LPN, every assistant, out there working within the healthcare
they're
system,
all liars.
they're liars. Like every single one of them are liars. And that's what we're being told, that it's just a huge conspiracy and that we're being fed all this garbage. So I get, and like you said, that means the body bags are empty and they're filled with
Sleeping bags.
something else.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
So people aren't really dying. And the sad part is I don't think anybody's arguing that fact. I don't think anybody's arguing the fact that
Some
people
of them
have
are
died.
just saying that that's
That's
made up
okay.
because the pandemic. No, some people, like I said, conspiracy theories now that you get to pick and choose, and you can kind of make it fit where you want to make it fit.
Right.
So to me, it's like, okay, so this one fits where you want to make it fit. Pick that one. No, there is no validity there.
Well, the thing is that I know people who actually believe that COVID's a real thing and that people are dying, but they believe this was done on purpose, right? And
the government did it to us.
Let's just say,
did it to us.
And that everything else, all our freedoms, all of our rights are being infringed on, and that is to create a world for globalization.
Yep.
But they're not arguing the fact that the pandemic is real. Okay, so let's go down that road for a second. So if the pandemic's real,
my doggy, and he's not feeling too good right now. He's got a bad leg.
Yeah. Anyway, again, so the pandemic we've forgot is real. And so there are people who believe that the pandemic is real, and this was actually done on purpose.
We would all become under one government, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I've heard that too.
But the problem that what I'm saying is they're actually acknowledging the pandemic's real. So, okay, let's speak to you people for a second, and let's just acknowledge the fact. So if the pandemic's real and the deaths are real and the numbers are rising, it's not a word, regardless, it doesn't matter how it is my point.
Yeah.
I don't care at this point. Yeah. Now we have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the best part. If you really believed in that theory that the pandemic is actually real, then, and it was formed by a government, then all you'd have to do to protect yourself from it is put on a fucking mask.
No, I get it.
You'd be the living one. Like, come on.
I'm just being the devil's advocate. I know you here, and I'm just trying to say there were people, and I don't care. I agree. Wear a bloody mask, social distance, keep your gatherings, and oh, by the way, the most common way it's being spread right now is between family homes and small gatherings. So there you go. The thing is that one of the issues I have is that our first lockdown wasn't long enough. That's my issue. I think if we would have locked down, there was
a lot of pressure.
And I get it. Economics, we're all feeling it. I get it. The economics of the situation.
But now we're feeling it maybe a little stronger than maybe we would have.
Yeah, I don't know. All I'm saying is that that's where we are today.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Anyway, that's my rant. I mean, I don't know how much longer we can go on and on. Wear a mask.
And if you don't wear a mask, then stay away. And don't get upset. The owner of a business refuses to serve you. He has that right. Oh, yes, that's right. Free country. The thing you think is being taken away from us. Freedom.
Right. Why we can sit here and do this, why everybody can put whatever they think on the internet. And it's because we have this opportunity that we're not being filtered or censored.
And I'm just asking people to actually think about humanity. Think about the people around you. Think about the real nurses and the real doctors. Don't think about the fakes. Go out there and search out the real ones. Hey, head to the hospital and talk to one on break outside. Say, how's it going?
They're just everyday people like you and
with
I.
Kids and families. My neighbor, her daughter-in-law, she babysits the little one because actually is a nurse, and is constantly, first of all, she has to take her for several days because she's on shift so much.
Right.
Um,
They're overwhelmed.
they're really
and
overwhelmed.
it's getting worse.
And it is getting a lot worse.
And Alberta, believe it or not, is one of the worst provinces, numbers-wise,
yeah, it's a
in
hot spot.
Canada. And it's a hot spot. And
it's where we live.
and I mean, Ontario and Quebec, their population is far greater than ours. But I mean, now Manitoba, I just saw Nunavut.
Yeah,
they're on.
They actually have the worst ratio right now.
Well, right now I watched a program earlier where they were interviewing the mayor, and the mayor had said, and I can't remember what the, I think it was Callowit, but don't quote me on that, had indicated that one of the reasons why the numbers have spiked so much is because they have a lot of people and residents, so there might be 15 people to one small residence, and that's something that
would do that.
Right. So
Really
now
hurry.
that's something they're trying to get under control.
It's hard.
It is hard. It's hard all the way around, and we've had so much pushback on this from so many different people with different views and opinions, and we all have.
You're almost scared to have the opinion you should be wearing a mask because there's so many people out there who are angry with you for agreeing to wear a mask.
Right.
And then they think it's okay to put their opinion or tell me their opinion like I'm asking for it. I didn't even ask. These are people who have posted and said things and asked, and I'm like, no. But then the other day, I think it was yesterday or whatever, there was a post about gotta wear a mask and or don't wear a mask and you're going to fight against the down south. And I was thinking, really, people, you're gonna have because you don't want to wear a mask, you're willing to go to war, and because they're worried about their
no, the thing
freedoms.
No, I think
they're
there's
exercising all over the place.
I think the misconception is, one, we are very Americanized, being Canadians, and
Yes.
sometimes we get a lot of stuff fed in different social media
Yes.
platforms and that come from the States, which actually really a lot of times has no bearing on us. And to be honest, do we even have to comment about it?
No.
No. The only thing that was interesting to me is the lieutenant governor of Texas actually saying on national TV
that's just sad.
The elderly in Texas will be gladly willing to give up their lives to save Texas economy.
Here's one. Would the young of Texas be willing to go on to save the lives of their elderly? That's the better question.
Well, and
would they be willing? Like, really?
I
turn that around and ask that question.
No, I understand that, but the thing is, that's not our.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Our
that's
kettle
all
of
we're
fish.
asking.
No, I know.
Here in this country is that, would you be willing to put on, if we turned it around and maybe a more positive note and said, hey, would you be willing to put on a mask if you knew it may save an elderly person's life? Would you be willing to do that? I know I would. It's like, would you be willing to put money in this pot to help the starving? Oh, yes. They have no problem stuffing money in there. Would you be willing to put on a mask that most likely has been provided for you free? Just put the damn thing on.
No, but the thing is that it's like beating a dead horse. That's the problem with all of this. When perception is one way, and let's just say my perception is you have to wear a mask.
Right.
It's going to be very difficult for a person to change that change my perception.
Yeah, just like it's difficult to explain that they should just do it for the good of mankind, not because they have some kind of a political to happen.
But as here's the point.
Or conspiracy theory or anything.
Okay, but here's the point. That's going to change. It's never going to change. And there's so much political crap happening down in the States and it's kind of being all balled up into one thing.
Yeah.
Right. And, it's this versus this. Right. Yeah. And that's where you get this. And I really don't.
We have
really
nothing to
want to
do
even
with
get
that.
into. No,
We're talking
this was about COVID
COVID-19
and Canada,
and
more
Canada
than and Canada.
and wearing a mask because, well,
it saves lives.
it saves
And
lives,
the thing,
not because of any other reason.
and I know so many people would probably turn it off because, hey, we're not actually supporting the other side of this.
Yep.
We are just asking people to wear their masks.
Yeah, I'm not supporting the right or the left.
No.
I'm not supporting
this isn't
any
political.
government. This isn't political. I'm asking you to wear a mask because it affects me. And when you ask, and I believe that COVID-19 is real. I know nurses and doctors. I have my life experience that says to me, I need to wear a mask, and so do others. But if you don't, that's fine.
Right.
I'm not an extremist either way. But don't expect to see me and don't expect to be around my life.
No, and that's fine. That's each to our own. The thing is that there's, like you said, at the beginning of all of this, when we did this, okay, what's your solution? The solution for you is put on a mask. Here's the point. For those people who choose not to wear a mask, it's very simple. The people serving you do not have to serve you.
Right.
And
you can't be mad at them.
It's unfortunate that it's come to this. Now, I've heard comments, and I can't comment on the validity of the comments, but I mean, it was brought to our attention that, you know, when it comes to older people, sometimes people aren't very nice, and they make comments like, you know, you're going to die anyway, right? You know, when an elderly person speaks up and says something about wearing a mask, well, what does it matter? You're going to die anyway. I honestly, nothing that I would even entertain, nor could I imagine my children saying something like that to an elderly person. So my thoughts are, if you have younger people going around saying stuff like that to elderly people, then your mama didn't raise you right. Or your daddy didn't raise you right, or both. But come on. We all have mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, grandparents, great-grandparents out there. I can't imagine you thinking, well, yeah, you're going to die anyway, so just go now and get it over with so we can live. Right, because that's kind of feeling.
Maybe.
And hey, maybe that was the agenda. Maybe that's the thing of the, let's get rid of all the old people. Everybody over 50 must go. I'm not sure. I mean, it sounds funny, but some of the stuff I've read, there were actually people who believe that. So here's the thing.
There's people who believe, you know, like I talked about earlier, there's so many conspiracy theories out there, and the only people I can see benefiting from spreading all this stuff is
I know what you were going to say
is well, let's face it, the conspiracy theorists.
They're the ones making all the money from this.
Yeah, they're the ones with the 2.5 million viewers and you know, like.
So let's just say,
and the ads on every page.
We start buying everything that's sold to us on both ends. You know, it doesn't matter which side of the coin you are.
Like I said, I'm a science kind of girl.
Before you start doing that, look up the sources. Find out how much money they make after pushing this stuff, right?
Please.
It's kind of like Pfizer.
Yeah.
And the vaccine, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I'm skeptical, because I'm like, big pharma, really?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I guess we're just asking people to be kind and considerate to other people, and whether you agree or disagree with it, could you just kindly put on a mask? So show some unity, and
be kind to your elders. Like,
yeah,
be kind to your elders. Put on your mask and just be kind. I don't know why.
This should not be young against old.
No, just, I don't know why. This is so for people to understand. It's just a request. This is not me standing over you, putting it on your face. You know, this isn't mommy going,
Yeah.
you're wearing this. This is you making
The
responsible
pushback
decisions.
that I see happening is that they just don't want to be forced, right? That it's taking away, like all of these restrictions are slowly taking away all of our rights. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret, people. This has been happening.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a conspiracy.
Why we have the seatbelt theory.
Right, because here's my theory, okay? If I get in my car and I choose, there's nobody else in there, and I choose not to put on a seatbelt, I deserve everything that's coming to me. Just saying. But I'm still going to get fined, and I'm still going to get a ticket if I get pulled over, because
you know
it's
what
still
they said? They
illegal.
said that because you die on the road, the insurance company has to pay for you and all
Don't
that,
care.
and it
But
sucks. So that's why they were like,
over time, and we've seen the seatbelt law. Do you remember the days when you used to lie all over the back seat and
in the wagon?
Oh yeah. Anyways, those days are long gone. Everybody seatbelted and harnessed.
I hate to say this, but that's also when the when the windows were rolled up and our parents were
smoking in the vehicle. So here, look, restrictions all the way around. Always told because it's for your interest, but this has been happening for years. And you know what? This is all about, we try to be all about solutions. There's not an easy solution to this. If you have one, let us know. Yeah. We'd love to see it.
Okay. All right, you can hit us on TikTok, but we'll stay on.
Yeah.
Anyways, but if you guys know of any of these, I guess they're called conspiracy theories, really look, like really do the research, not what you get. Like look at the source, look at all that,
right,
and then find out where the numbers and where this stuff comes from. Because some is really interesting how some of the numbers are real numbers, but the way those numbers have been manipulated would make you believe this theory. And if you took them a different way, they could be manipulated to look like that.
Well,
and here's the best part. When I looked at one of them, there's a way you can manipulate the numbers to look like a completely different one. So I can see why there would be, a whole bunch of people out there with, but it's still a manipulation of numbers. They're all the same numbers.
We were actually expecting a lot more pushback than what we received doing this topic. But hello.
Hi, Brent. I'm sorry you're late to the party.
Yeah. But we were expecting a lot more pushback. And the reason I think we started on YouTube, we'll be going to TikTok and then Facebook. So I think maybe as the numbers climb, we will get a lot more pushback. We're just...
I know how to go live on TikTok, so you can
do
that.
We're not doing it. No, we're not doing it right now. We're not going live on TikTok right now. We have nothing to hold this, and neither will sit here like this all day. Okay. So not going to happen. Anyway, we will actually break down off of YouTube, go over to TikTok, and then head to Facebook.
We're 2 days Litches over there.
Yeah. 2 days Litches if you want to hit us up on TikTok. Anyway, before we leave, I think there's a couple of things we have to go over. Number one, advent calendars. Okay, so we had a challenge. We do a challenge all the time. So we had a challenge on advent calendars. I challenged Sheila to make me an advent calendar with
liquor.
Right. She challenged me to make her one. We decided to throw it out there and challenge to everybody else.
Right.
So we're asking all of you to make your own individual, unique advent calendars. However you see them, we expect grandchildren and children to get involved in this. Take pictures, videos, photos, throw them up. Whoever gets the most likes, guess what? You're going to get both of our advent calendars. Yay. So I just wanted to reiterate that.
And if it's a Canadian, it might be a really good one.
Okay. All right. So we want to thank everybody for joining us again, and thanks for all the love on YouTube. We'll see you next Wednesday, same time. Visit our blog and now vlog. We're going to be we have already started. We blog almost daily. And mean to video our blogs and put them up on YouTube for you to have an opportunity to listen to.
Yeah. And you can go ahead and you can, if you go to our website, they can subscribe there too.
Right. And don't forget to subscribe here.
Yes.
And all of our social media sites are up at the top on our banner. You can click there. And we hope we gave you something to chew on. So remember,
make sure to savor every bite.
Next time. Bye. All right. Now we've got to do something. There is no fucking way I'm